Summer is almost over, and with roughly a month left, it had me thinking, I need to see what's left on my summer bucket list. I made this bucket list back in June, and one of these things on this list has been haunting me. I have not read a single summer book. So today, I'm finding out if I can actually cross this off before summer is over. So as you guys saw, I made a summer bucket list, and well, I have a lot of work that needs to be done on that bucket list, but that's neither here nor there. Right now, we really need to focus on these books. And when I made this summer bucket list, I made a list of books that I wanted to read for the summer. So I guess you would call it my summer TBR. Normally, I don't do those, but I thought to make my life a little bit easier, it would be nice to just write down the books that I knew that I wanted to get to this summer, if at all possible. Now, this is a list of 10, and I knew realistically speaking that probably wasn't going to happen, that I would read all 10 during the summer. But I knew when I wanted to and I was in the mood to read any type of summer book, I would know exactly what books I should pull from, because these ones have been on my radar. So I'm just going to rattle off the books that we have here. And as we go, I will check off the books, but our goal is to read at least 4 to 5 of these books from this list before summer ends. We've got Dolly All the Time, The Shampoo Effect, The Shippers, Problematic Summer Romance, Into the Blue, The Someday Garden, Slanting Towards the Sea, Junie, Girl's Girl, and The 5-Star Weekend, which I have to say is probably my number one pick right now, just because I started reading Elin Hilderbrand's books last summer and I did enjoy her writing. The 5-Star Weekend has actually turned into a TV show on Peacock, so I really want to read this book. I don't have to wait to read it. I could watch the show, but I do know that if I don't do it now, then I will probably not read it and I'll just end up watching the show and wishing that I had read the book while summer was still here. So needless to say, I think that's the one that I want to start with first. My gosh, I can't even believe summer is almost over already. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? All right, it's a little bit later, clearly because it's a lot darker now, but it's like the perfect time of the night. It is a little after 9 and I just made myself a nice warm cup of chai tea. I've been really craving chai tea lately. My tea preferences are always a black tea, but I mainly just drink like breakfast tea or Irish breakfast or something along those lines. But I just started craving it all of a sudden, so we got some chai tea. I also forgot that I made these snickerdoodle cookies, so I have a snickerdoodle cookie for a little treat. And I'm about to curl up here on the bed and read some more of The 5-Star Weekend. I have gotten to chapter 3 now, and I'm really enjoying the story. I found out the reason for why this is called The 5-Star Weekend and the inspiration behind Hollis' idea to create this with her friends. And there's a very specific people that she's picking, which I find really interesting to see. I'm excited and interested to see their dynamic and what that's going to look like. So I'm having a good time with the book. I am ready to dive back in. So I'm gonna stop talking, enjoy this tea, my cookie, and this book for a little bit longer before Anthony comes home. Although he'll probably want to read tonight too, so I'll probably continue to read until I'm ready to sleep. So bear with me for a quick second because I know the lighting is crazy because I have the window wide open, but I just did a thing and I'm just so happy about it. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. I've been like slowly trying to transform the bedroom to feel like a space that just feels more like myself, but also Anthony, and it feels comforting and warm and whimsical and fun. It's just like a mixture of all the things that I feel like represent us. And it started off with trying to move the furniture around that I just felt like just didn't really have a true place. And I'm very happy with the placement right now, although I have this thing where like in a few months, I'll probably be over it, but hopefully not, because right now I think it works out great. I just did a thing. So I have the windows up high right now because look at my floor, guys. Do you see the rainbow? Oh my God. Is that not just the most magical thing that you've seen? I decided to put a like privacy film on the windows. Oh, I hope it's gonna stay okay. It's my first time installing it, and it was not as difficult as I thought it was gonna be, but look, I don't know if you can see it. That's what it looks like, and I love it. I'll like put a picture of what it actually looks like, but I got it off of Amazon, and this is the brand. It came with just enough for me to do both windows, and I had to cut like it into 4s to fit the window properly, but I'm so happy with it. I knew once I put it on that it was just gonna make the room feel so whimsical, because I love like rainbows. And I don't know if anybody's ever seen this movie, but I grew up, my mom, my dad used to always put on Pollyanna for me when I was a kid. And there was a scene where she went to, I think his name is Mr. Pendergast. And they went to his house. He's like this grumpy old rich man who lives by himself. And he has these like prisms. They're crystals, but they're like in the shape of a prism. And like they're hanging them up to the light, and they end up stringing them across the window, and it just makes this most beautiful rainbows throughout the house. And that was the only thing that I could picture when I was like, oh my God, I should totally do that. I'm very happy. I know when I first picked up the camera, the book that I was reading was The 5-Star Weekend, which I am still in, but I did end up putting it down just for a second because it was my time to pick my buddy repick with my friend Jessica, and I ended up picking Annabel Monaghan's new book, Dolly All the Time. I mean, this book I feel like is like the book of the summer. I've been seeing it everywhere. Everyone is picking it up. People have said amazing things about it, and I'm almost done. We're almost through this book. I am on chapter 28, so not that much longer to go. And I am enjoying this. I'm not loving it. I'm fearing I'm going to get very frustrated though. Because books like this, there's the 3rd act breakup, and I just feel like sometimes that doesn't always need to be a thing. Oh my God, Fenway Park! I love the East Coast, and I love the East Coast, and I love the upper states of the East Coast, and specifically Boston is one of my favorite places to go, and I desperately need to go back. But hearing Fenway just made me just remember really good memories. And my best friend, or one of my best friends, has recently moved up there, and she's with her boyfriend, and she's living her best life, and she's at Fenway Park, I feel like every other weekend, and that made me a little sad but happy. I miss her. That was cute. Yeah, I had a good time with that book. I think I'm gonna wait until the end of the video to give like any star ratings and final thoughts, but I'm glad that I read it. And hey, first summer read done. That feels good. And I'm happy that I actually got to read this during the summer. And I really wish I could have experienced reading this in the place that it's taking place. I've been seeing people do that more often, and that sounds intriguing. Not to hop on the bandwagon of doing something that other people are also doing, but I just feel like there is a valid point to it. Like, there is nothing more immersive than being in the exact same environment that a book is taking place, seeing the same things that are depicted in the book, going to maybe a specific restaurant or a street that was mentioned in the book, trying food. Like, I just feel like that just gets you so incredibly immersed, because now you don't have to try to imagine what it looks like. You can visually see it because it's right there all around you. And that just sounds so magical. And one of these days I will do that. I do want to answer this one really quick though. In the discussion guide in the back, it says, if you had been in Dolly's shoes, would you have accepted Stuart's offer? Why or why not? I'm not going to give any spoilers, but there is an offer that the male main interest makes. His name is Stuart. He is this wealthy man from this town in Rhode Island. I think like the town is based off of a real town, I believe. But the town is actually named after his family. So his name is Stuart Whitfield, and the town is named Whitfield, Rhode Island. And basically he's this rich, well-to-do guy. She has grown up in this town. She's known Stuart since they were kids, and he runs into some trouble. She ends up helping him. Long story made short, now he's kind of in a predicament, and he goes to make a deal with her, and that's basically what this question is asking about. I think, yes, if I was in a Dolly's shoes, I would have accepted the offer, because she has just got a lot on her plate, and what he is willing to offer her, she could obviously use. So I think I would still accept the offer, because it's just like one less thing that she has to stress or worry about. And she is like the mom character. She's been taking care of everyone in her family. She's, got her dad, her siblings, and one of her siblings actually needs a lot of help and care. And she also has a child of her own. And so she's really just been the mother figure for majority of her life, which is kind of crazy to think, because she's just trying to figure it out. She could use a little help, a person to come to her rescue for once, instead of her having to always come to someone else's rescue or trying to figure and solve things. I don't have that much left in the 5-star weekend, so I think I'm going to finish that one a little bit later, and we'll see what we get into next. Sorry, this lighting is so weird. It's really overcast outside, and I'm working with what I got, but hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I have the windows open, the fan going, because I am hot. Let me just tell you guys, it's 6:14 right now. Since about almost 11 o'clock, I have been out in the living room building 2 massive shelves for my mother-in-law to put in her bedroom to display her bags. And that was, I mean, I did take a break. I took like maybe a 45 to an hour break to have lunch and just try to like decompress a little bit from the first build. But oh my god, that was a lot. I'll insert a picture so you guys can see what it looks like. But I'm glad that we got it done for the most part. She's got some alterations that she wants to make, so we're gonna probably go to Home Depot or Lowe's tomorrow to see if they can accommodate that. But needless to say, I tried to use that time wisely because while I was out building that, I figured Hoopla had the 5-star weekend on audio, so I actually downloaded the audiobook and got pretty far into the book. Can't remember if I had mentioned where I was the last time we talked, which is when I first picked up the book, but I didn't get very far. So I got a really good dent in, and I'm now on chapter 49, and there's only like 51, 52 chapters. So I think I just want to sit here and while I decompress before I have to walk the dog, see if I can just finish this book, and then we'll pick our next read, which I'm very excited about. So let's get some reading in. I just have to say, the characters in this book are so messy and flawed, and I love it. Like, because it feels so real and tangible. Like, the things that these people are doing, they may not be great or like moral things to do, but people do them, and that's like really nice to read. Although there's been some interesting situations where I'm like, I would never put myself in that situation. Like, you're just asking for trouble. Oh, that's so cute. I'm happy. Oh my god. Wow. That was so good. Wow. I love that ending. That was really good. I just need a moment of silence to like think and just soak in everything. That was such a good read. It was fast paced. I mean, there was a little of everything. You had some light moments, some humility, humor, love, grief. I mean, it was just everything mixed with the essence of salt air and that warm sea breeze. I mean, it was just so perfect. And that warmth that you get from friendships that you just know are these people are going to be in your lives forever. And no matter what, you're always going to come back to them. It's like, I don't know. You want the happy endings to happen. And maybe they don't always end. Maybe the endings aren't always what you expect it to be, but they come full circle, and it's normally better than what you expect it to be. And that's I feel like how this was for almost every single character in this book. I loved that so much. I've got 7 books that I can pick on this list. We've got The Shippers, Problematic Summer Romance, Into the Blue, The Same Day Garden, Slanting Towards the Sea, Junie, Girl's Girl. Now, I do intend to read all these books no matter what at some point, but I have 3 of these books physically here with me, so I figure let's do one of those, because I really should read the books that I have before I go and buy more books. Okay, I have Problematic Summer Romance, and as you can see, there is a bookmark in this book. I read up to chapter 3. I started it a couple of days ago because I was like, let me just see if I'm feeling this, because it's been on my shelf. I loved Ali Hazelwood when I first started getting into the romance genre, because it was STEM romance, and it's not something that you really were seeing at that time. I don't know if that's changed because I don't read tons of romance anymore. Her books don't land the same for me, but I also know that it's maybe not even her, it's probably also me as the reader. My reading taste, I know, is changing, and that is why I am starting a whole series on trying to find my go-to genres. Basically just means looking for genres that are more likely to give me 5-star feelings than spending time on books that are just not really for me. So if you want to check out that series, the first episode should be out now. If it is, I'll link it up here. It's all about thrillers. So if you want to if you want to follow me in the journey to find out if thrillers are a go-to genre for me, then check out that video up here. But needless to say, I started it. I just don't know. Anyway, I got The Shippers by Catherine Center, Into the Blue. And this is by Emma Brody. So the question is, which one shall I choose? We're gonna take a guess, okay? Put in the comments the numbers 1 through 3. Problematic Summer Romance is number 1. The Shippers by Catherine Center, number 2. Then Into the Blue by Emma Brody is number 3. Which one do you think I am going to pick? Put it down in the comments now, because the next clip you're gonna see is me reading the book. So I think I'm going to try to read a little bit of The Shippers right now, see how far we can get. And if I finish this today, then I think I will at least start this book. But I will say I'm feeling very successful, because I have now read is this my 4th one? I think this is my 4th summer book, which means that I will be able to check off my bucket list. And I'm very happy about that, because I just didn't think that was going to happen. Anywho, I'm going to start to read now, because I just really feel like I need to decompress. I want to cry and eat chocolate. So we'll cry and eat chocolate while we read. Hopefully we don't cry, though. I don't really want to cry. We're going to eat chocolate and read. That is so cute. I love childhood friends to lovers. We were always living for the weekend, painting pictures, you and me. Late night drives, music loud, ours were speaking. Close my eyes and I was dreaming. Hold tight, 'cause I know that we're changing, but I will be. Well, that was a fun, cute little read. I think that this was a cute, sweet little romance and perfect for the summer. So I'm glad I read it. I think I mentioned that I'll hold off on giving my star ratings until the end, after I finished all the books. But I think I do want to see if I can get a little bit further into this one here. So we're going to pick up this book, Problematic Summer Romance. Here we come. I also don't know what's going on with my hair. I've been on the couch, laying in different positions reading since the last time we chatted. So there's that. I'm so close to being done with this. I am on page 311 and it's 2 days before the wedding. So I'm almost done. I feel like I'm just gonna like sit here and try to knock this out. I've been pretty much reading all morning because it was a very rainy, overcast, lazy kind of morning, and I have enjoyed it. It's definitely gotten spicier. Yes, I've been enjoying my time with the book. I am liking this book more than I liked Deep End. I can definitely say that much. I don't know if I love the book. We'll see how it ends, but I'm just gonna sit here and read for a little bit more until we're finished with the book. Sometimes the things, like, especially this situation when it's obvious they both like each other, like, sometimes it's just so annoying because, like, girl, read the room. You know this man likes you. And it's obvious. And it's so annoying. Oh my god, I feel like I've been in, like, this really strange alternate universe that is my reading bubble. Sometimes, like, when you, like, read for a long time and you put the book down, you kind of just feel, like, disoriented a little bit. And that's how I kind of feel, like, what is real life? I don't even know. Do I want to know? Sometimes real life is not that fun. But I finished it and I did like this more than Deep End. Did I love it? No, I wouldn't say I absolutely loved it, but I enjoyed it enough to get through it in like 2-3 days. So that's pretty good. I will chalk that up. And I'm glad that I finally got around to picking this one up. This one, I think, is just really fun and easy for summer. It does get pretty spicy, but I will say, thankfully, the spice doesn't really happen until like towards the end of the book. There's a couple of scenes that I'm like, all right, let's just skip over that. But overall, I definitely had a much more enjoyable experience reading this one. I liked the dynamic between our main love interest. And like I said, there's one thing for me where I just feel like I'm missing so much when it comes to like romance rom-com like books is the tension that builds between the characters. Like there's no, you don't feel that. You don't feel the connection. And I feel like that is something that is so important in books like this because that's what sells you on the romance and it is what makes you root for these characters to be with each other. And I will say this one at least did give me some of that. So I've had a good time. It has been a few days since the last time that we talked and I sat on the books for a little while and I think I'm ready to finally give my ratings for each of the books. So let's go ahead and get right into it. I'm not really going in any particular order, but we do have the first book at the top here, which is Dolly All the Time by Annabel Monaghan. This was my third book by Annabel Monaghan, and I did enjoy it. It wasn't my favorite book. I ended up giving this one a 3 stars. I really wish I could have given this a higher rating, but I just felt like this book was kind of long in... There's very loud sirens. I don't know if you guys can even hear that. But this felt kind of long in the aspect of like the third act breakup. I just felt like we could have maybe done something a little bit different or didn't need to be over such a long time span. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I am giving this one a 3 stars. But this has been what I feel like the book of the summer. I feel like it's been everywhere. And so if you are interested in reading it, I think it's worth checking out and seeing for yourself. Overall, though, she does a great job with the setting and the atmosphere, and I enjoyed that aspect. I just didn't fall in love with our characters in the story. So that also kind of made it, I don't know, it didn't transport me like I really wanted it to. I don't have the book physically here with me because I read it on my Kindle, but The 5-Star Weekend by Elin Hilderbrand. Oh my God. Guys, I loved that book so much. I can't even tell you how much I really, truly enjoyed that book. I was really hesitant to give this book this rating, but I'm still thinking about it. So I'm giving this book a 5-star. I did not think I was going to do that, but I just really enjoyed this book so incredibly much. I loved the characters. Each character had their own personality and really just felt like real people. They felt tangible and like they were leaping out of the page. Scenery. There's something just really honestly so comforting to me about an East Coast coastal beach. I just absolutely love. So I had an amazing time with this book, and I feel like it ended the exact way it should end. The characters were so flawed, but it was so real and raw, and it was beautiful. And a book about friendships and grief. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I loved it. All right, then we have Problematic Summer Romance. This is by Hazelwood. I am giving this one also a 3 stars. Wasn't my favorite book by Hazelwood, but I actually preferred this way more than I ended up enjoying Deep End. This one I gave a 3. This one's probably more like a 3.5 for me because I did actually enjoy this one more than I enjoyed Deep End. I enjoyed the relationship dynamic between the two. I think the male main character and his obsession with being older than her felt like it kind of dragged the story down a little bit, but I can understand why. There's a pretty big age gap. It's about 15-year age gap. She's like 23 and he's like almost 40. So that is kind of weird, but overall I had a good time with this book. The setting was beautiful. It takes place in Italy. She's going to her brother's wedding, and so you just get a lot of really fun, interesting characters, and there's a cute dog. I love that. Then we had The Shippers by Catherine Center, and I loved this book as well. This one, what did I end up giving this one? I feel like I gave this one a 3.5 stars as well. This one was very cutesy. I feel like that is something that Catherine Center is really great at doing. This is very, very like a cute rom-com. You know exactly what you're gonna get, except her ending to this story was so crazy. Like, I don't want to say anything because I don't want to give anything away, but it was just such a wacky like build up to the end of the book. But I enjoyed that. That made it a little bit more fun and quirky. And I feel like I've read 2 or 3 other books by her, and they've all kind of had something very similar. So I guess that's just like a thing that she loves to do. Now, those were all of the books that I read in this vlog. However, I do want to mention I did also read The Shampoo Effect. I have a whole reading vlog. Guys, I read this book in a day. And I even tabbed something. I never really annotate, but I had to annotate this, or I had to add that tab there because I just really liked whatever this quote was. But I had a really, really good time reading this one. So if you want to see my reading experience with this book, then you can go ahead and check out this vlog here. It's just a cozy reading vlog where I spend the day just doing cozy things like reading and eating comfort food and baking. So that was that. Did I give this one a 5-star? I can't remember exactly. I'll put the star rating up on the screen, but I either gave this one a 4.5 or a 5-star. I can't remember. Loved it. The fact that I read this in basically one day and almost like one sitting. Yeah, wasn't anticipating that. And then I figure I would just also end things off with saying I decided to pick up another book that was on my little summer TBR list that I made here. And that was Junie. I picked it up last night and I am enjoying this book so much. This one is by Erin Crosby Eckstein. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I really am so sorry. There's a local like book fair that we do here, and when this book was coming out, she came down for the book fair, and so I actually got to sit in and listen to her talk about this book, and it was just really such an eye-opening experience. So I'm very excited to see what this one is going to be about. I love this cover, and this is like an historical fiction, but it's with like a twist because like the main character's sister, her older sister, passed away, and some things are happening. She lives on a plantation, and some things are happening on the plantation where the girl that she basically takes care of is potentially going to be married. And so now she's like frantically trying to figure out what she's going to do next when her sister comes back, not to life, but comes back to her in another form and has her like go on to do these different things. I don't know. It sounded really intriguing. So I'm excited to see what this is all about. So I'll let you guys know my thoughts on this if you're interested. And with that, I can cross off another thing from my summer bucket list. Guys, that was so fun. I had so much fun doing this. That took me some time. It took me like a span of a couple of weeks to actually go ahead and get all of these books read. But I feel really accomplished that I did it. And now I feel like it's safe for me to say, let fall begin. I am ready for all things fall. And I am very excited to see what this fall brings, especially when it comes to reading and all cozy hobbies that I want to get to do this season. Maybe we need to make a fall bucket list. That could be fun. Anyways, thank you guys so much for being here. I truly appreciate you just spending even a little bit of your time of your day with me here, just living my life. So thank you for being here. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.